Hi everybody, it's Lisa from SuttonsDaze. Today I am canning more mushrooms, and I am also going to can the mushroom stock, the liquid left over at the end. But like we discussed in the last video that I did, the mushroom canning the mushrooms, mushrooms have a lot of dirt, and the ones that I get seem to have a lot of dirt. Okay, so I was always kind of hesitant to do it because it's so much extra work that I really just don't always have time for. And you know, the way that I was always told to do it is that you multi-layer cheesecloth and you pour it through quite a few times so that it collects all the extra stuff, but I was never wholly comfortable with that. Well, in the comment section somebody said, Lisa, use a coffee filter. And I went, did I really not think of that? No, I really didn't think about that. So today I'm bringing you along and showing you some of what we're doing as far as saving the stock. I've got the pressure canner cooling down right now. It's depressurizing for my first load of mushrooms. I only have about a half a load more to do, but while that's happening, I have the stock, and I want to be sure to get that saved and to get that cleaned through. So I thought I'd turn you on and show you what I'm doing. So what I have here, now back here, I have already done one quart jar, way too full, and then I just grabbed another jar that I could drain it into that's all clean, and you know, has been filtered, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. And now I've got another, it's a larger, I want to say a half gallon maybe, old vintage jar that I have sitting up on the shelf, and I went, you know what, I'm grabbing anything I can right now to put this stuff into, and I don't seem to have a lot of empty large jars. So what I did is I took this from my coffee maker, right, and I put a filter in it. And now I am just dipping in. Now I have to be careful because I do still have some mushrooms in this pot that until I drain some of the broth I really can't do much with. So I am pouring this right into the filter and letting it drain through. And wait until you see everything that it collects. It's amazing. And give this a good stir to make sure I'm getting some of the fun stuff off the bottom. But it drains through very nicely in the coffee filter. I hope I might have to back you up so I can see, so you can see that better. But drains really great through the coffee filter. So now there's a lower vantage point for you. But if you could see some of the stuff that we are saving from this, it's amazing. Now when the filter has a bunch of stuff in it, it sometimes won't keep going through. Okay, let me do this because you know it's going to drip, but do you see how much is still in there? That's quite a bit, but there's a lot of sediment in there too. Now I have tried, whoop, don't make a mess, Lise. I have tried using like a little spatula to get in there and move it around, or a spoon, but all that does really is tear the filter. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Okay, so before I show you the filters, this is the end of it, right? Okay, so there's a couple mushrooms. Look at that dirt. Whoop, look at that dirt on the bottom. I mean, this is grainy dirt. It's dirt. It's actually grains of dirt. So that's what's in the mushroom stock if you're not filtering it, which is then going into your jars and your other food. But wait till you see the filters. So the last filter is filtering right now. I wanted to show you these. Okay, so there's that one. Remember I showed you? And then as we got down a little bit more, you started seeing the dirt collect up, mud. I mean, look at that. Okay, this is the last of the mushrooms that were down on the bottom. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Now I'm going to go get the last filter. Okay, let me grab that last filter. Here we go. There's a little bit of liquid left. Not enough to worry about. Whoop, whoop. See, it's even spilling over the side. So if I were to, see what I was doing when I got towards the end is I would turn it into like a tea bag, just squeeze it a little bit to get the last of the liquid out. So that's the last filter. Whoop, right there. Let me see if I can get in. I mean, it's mushrooms. They're grown in dirt, okay? But this is why I didn't want to mess with it, because when you're doing this with cheesecloth, you're not catching all that. Why I never thought about a coffee filter, I'll never know. I really won't. So that's what we did. We filled this 12-quart stock pot to the 12-quart mark with mushroom broth. So next, we're going to get this into quart jars, and it's going to apparently take 2 loads to do it, but we're going to get this canned up. Okay, so I have 7 quarts, and I've still got half a pot left, but 7 quarts, and these are going to go into the canner. So you leave an inch of headspace, okay? Finger tight, you know, the same rules apply. Make sure that you wipe the rims, especially with the mushrooms, you know, anything mushroom, because it's got those fine pieces of the inside of the cap, and you want to make sure that nothing gets caught between the lid and the jar, okay, because that equates to failure. So I have my 7 quarts here ready to go in. I'm so excited about this. So excited about this. I'll show you when we get back. Okay, we're getting them out of the canner. I ended up having to use, guess what I found, guys? I found more of those Mom's Mason jars, those quarts. So I had to use a couple of those. And it was a matter of time. And because our water is so hard, I'm going to have to take the vinegar to the outside of the jars after they cool off. But I'm good with that because I don't like how they oxidize my rings. Look at how dark that is. So remember, we pressure canned the stock after we filtered it. Quarts for 35 minutes and pints for 30 minutes. Oh, any of your veggie stock, like your onions or just your legit veggie stock, you know, has that same time. Now, I don't believe, we were talking about this earlier, I don't believe that that's even listed in the Ball handbook, but it is in the National Center for Food Preservation, but you gotta dig for it. And it is in the Bernardin book, which is just bizarre because the Bernardin book is the same company as the Ball company, so it's just, you know, who knows. But there we go. 7 beautiful, dark pints of mushroom broth. Count this mushroom woman very, very happy. Okay? So, mushrooms, mushroom broth. I'm so glad somebody mentioned that about the coffee filters. Huge difference. Still a process and not something I'm necessarily going to do if I have to do it on a weeknight, because most of the time I'm not off during the time that I have the mushrooms, but this year I was very lucky and I was. So it's a little time intensive still because you have to filter it through after you've already got the mushrooms going and stuff, but you could always break up the process also and put the broth in the refrigerator until you have time to get to it. That might be an option. Our refrigerator's kind of full right now though. So canning mushroom broth, mushroom stock. Remember, 35 minutes for quarts, 30 minutes for pints, just like the onion stock and any other vegetable stock. Definitely worth a try. Now, I added nothing else to this. I added no salt, no seasoning, no nothing. So it is literally just the broth created by cooking down the mushrooms prior to canning them and then filtering it through the coffee filter the way that I showed you that I did. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Are you going to try mushroom stock? So good. Remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until the next time, be safe.